right, so hope everyone's having a good day. Just to talk a little bit about the University of Tennessee a little bit. It's a public land-grant university. It's located in Knoxville, Tennessee, right against the nice Great Smoky Mountains. Our enrollment, fall 2016, was 28,052. We have actually been a banner customer a lot sooner than a lot of our peers, only since 2011. But then we also brought Argos on at the same time. Whenever we brought up Banner, they asked what reporting tool should we use. They said use Argos. A little bit about my office. We're Strategic Enrollment Reporting and Analysis under the Division of Enrollment Management. So unlike the previous two, I don't work in IT. We're not under that umbrella. Historically, our office has been mostly focused on registrar, a little bit of financial aid reporting, but in recent years that scope has expanded. We're now covering registrar, financial aid, admissions, reporting for our one-stop shop, as well as supporting the EM staff, and as well as university administration. That is how our scope has expanded. On top of all that, we're also responsible for our ad hoc campus operational reporting. And you know, you've heard from the other two about a little bit about implementation and other aspects of Argos. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we have done with Argos and the needs that some of our end users have had and how we've helped solve those. So our first example is going to be NCAA Compliance Office. They just had some pretty simple needs. They needed a curriculum report. It's very important that student athletes, that they know the correct curriculum, that is reported correctly. Want to know just information about graduation, any incoming athletes, either those who were interested or those that they had already recruited. They needed information on that. And they also have a few custom EOT reports that some of their users use. And this is it right here. This is just a front end. We refer to it as a dashboard or a portal. We built in a left-hand navigation there. It allowed us to pull in all the reporting that they had. Some of the stuff that they were doing, they weren't even getting proper reports out of our old reporting tools. Some of the information was having to be done manually. I'm sure across anybody, how many around here have ever done VLOOKUP to try to match stuff together? That is what they were having to do for a lot of their information. Just advance forward, allowing to build them, access different reports. This is pretty simple, easy to build. One of the other positives about what they did is before they were completely reliant on us, but after providing all this for them, they don't ever have to interact with us. They are now almost entirely self-sufficient. They get the data they need when they need it. They don't get stuck in a queue. They don't have to wait on us. Since all the data was validated, there's no issues with errors, which is very important for their office. And so this was a much larger development project that we had. I'll show you one that was a little bit smaller, Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. This is just a smaller department within our school. Their needs were quite a bit simpler. They just needed one basic enrollment report. Just as a basic demographics, their basic curriculum information, you know, on top of their major being ECS, you know, what was their minor concentration else that they're involved in. Basic GPA credit hour stuff. I'm sure everybody has a report that spits out something pretty similar to this. Before, it was usually just a CSV dump. But we were able to use this right here, and I ran the report and had to hide some of it, but this is how easy it is for them. All they have to simply do, select a term, run the report, they have the data. If they need to export it, they are more than welcome to do it. Argos supports that. It's very easy, but if they don't, they just need to look up, double check a piece of information on one of their students, they can do that too. And another thing about this report, took me 2 hours to put it together. It was very, very simple. So with those two examples, I want to make a note of some things about what myself as a developer love about Argos. It allows for tons of customization. All of the examples that you saw all follow. We were able to customize the color of it, the layout, the images, all of that met. More importantly, they all meet our standards from our communication and marketing department. which for a lot of our public-facing stuff that might be seen around the university, it's very important that we meet those standards. And with Argos, it's a no-brainer. It was very easy to figure it out. Gives us the power to create the reports for any user. For, I'm sure many of you have end users that are maybe not so technologically savvy, and others that maybe can dive deeper, and I'll show you an example later on that. And like I said, with the flexibility with the NCAA, their reports were pretty complex. They had, multiple functional areas. With Argos, we were able to just gather all that into one spot and give them access to the information they need with just the press of a few buttons. And just to give you a few other quick examples of other development we've done. So what I've shown you, one was kind of like a one-stop portal shop. Another was just a basic enrollment report. This right here is for maybe the end users who like to take your data and consume it and use it and dig deeper and drill down into it. This is what we call a DCE because it wouldn't be higher education if you didn't have an acronym on it. We call this our degree credit enrollment report. This is a huge dashboard that we built that allows a lot of our high-level executive people to either just pick out one number from it, or a lot of people in in student success use this, student life, our enrollment management, even higher up, provost and chancellor offices use this as well. This allows us to select term, student type, level. We can have it point toward our frozen our census data. We can have it point to live data, freshman transfer. Do we want to do the count by head counts? Do we want to do the count by credit hours? It's all right there. And with the drill down capabilities of Argos, when they select one of these populations, it drills down into these charts right here, breakdowns by ethnicity, gender, age. And this entire thing is all complete within the client. They simply click, charts update live, they have the information they need right in front of them. And then maybe not so much in the client, maybe you still have those people that like to have paper in front of them. A lot of people will do that, they print that out. And that's completely fine too. Another great part of Argos is the ability to schedule and deliver reports. In this case, this is a PDF right here. It's a simple PDF, it's not that hard. It was pretty easy to build. And this is scheduled to go out. We usually send out a few times a term to people in our graduation office. I don't ever have to interact with it. It was verified and maintained. I set up the schedule a few months ago, and it runs on its own. I get an email notification saying, hey, that report delivered, and it tells me that it was successful. And then this, all of our Argos development has kind of culminated into one of our largest projects we've ever undertaken, which I refer to it as our academic dashboard. And to talk about what Hussein was talking about, he mentioned the co-op. We actually got an idea from this from our sister institution who presented at an Evisions conference, UTC. They had built a huge front-end academic kind of reporting dashboard that had just tons of information in it, anywhere from admissions, enrollment courses. They had retention stuff, advising stuff, HR stuff. It was a massive thing. And I said, you know what, I want to do something like that. We could really benefit from something like that. So we did. We took the idea and we contacted them, and they said, yeah, we'll share it. They shared the entire thing with us, and we were able to take ideas from it. Maybe it didn't fulfill 100% of our needs. Like Wayne had said, they'd gotten a dashboard from the co-op that filled about 70% of it. Similar concept. Filled a lot what we need. We filled in the gaps, refined it a little bit, and made it work for us. And actually, we developed this then and got some ideas with the great team at Evisions and their professional services team. We had one of them come sit in a room with us for 2 weeks, sat down, helped us think through things like how can we leverage Argos to develop this better? How can we rethink about how it looks? So this dashboard here, we have it in our main functional areas that we're responsible for: enrollment, course reporting, graduation, advising. And within each of those, we allow the ability to dump large student detail lists, as well as student lookup. So this almost kind of looks like a front end maybe to Banner or your ERP. And so there'll be ability to look up, pull out lists of students by advisor, get basic information on them, because in a lot of cases, In our old ways of reporting, a lot of people would want to pull a giant student list, but they don't need the whole student list. They just need to know one piece of information or basic aggregates. With Argos, we can do it whichever way and to help suit the needs of our client. And this number right here, because it's fun to have graphics with big numbers on it, this is a huge number for us. With the rollout of this dashboard, we have had an approximately 80% reduction in our campus operational reporting. Just to give you an idea of what that's like, I know in 2015, just for campus reporting alone, we had over 650 requests come through our office. We're only 5 people. It's a lot of requests to go through. It's also, instead of them coming to us, having us fulfill it, they don't have to come to us anymore. They just have to go to the dashboard, report it themselves, and they have what they need exactly when they need it. And then what this does, this allows us to focus on more of our strategic goals. More and more in higher education, a lot of requests, a lot more of your administrators, provost offices, chancellor's offices are becoming a lot more data-driven offices, and they expect more out of you, and so we're trying to meet those needs. And like I said, I'm just in enrollment management. This is not the only place that Argos is being used. Bursar's office is using it. Finance. I learned even recently our facilities office is using it as well. OIT uses it a lot internally. We use it a lot they use it for a lot of managing their AD groups and security groups, as well as we use it it's being used in institutional research to help change and update frozen data for our iPads reporting. It's also used by development and alumni to help generate contact lists, and even more places as well. And so, if you have any questions, like I said, I'll be around afterwards. Otherwise, have a great day.